There's a $200,000 mistake hiding in your paycheck right now. You're probably making it today, and you think you're doing everything right. This isn't about the people who don't save. It's about the ones who do. The responsible ones. The ones who signed up, checked the box, and walked away believing their future was handled. That single assumption is quietly costing them a small fortune. The number is real. A single default setting most people never touch is the difference between retiring with $180,000 or $550,000. Same job, same salary, same paycheck. So what's the invisible switch that splits those two futures? Stay with me, because the answer is going to make you open an app the second this video ends. It's not a stock. It's not crypto. It's not some secret the rich are hiding. It's a boring little number sitting in an account you already own, set by someone who was never trying to make you rich. Millions of people lose a fortune to it without ever feeling a thing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, why your own brain keeps you trapped in it, and the 60-second fix. Let's go. All right. My name is Sargon, and this is Strategy State, the channel where we hunt down the quiet money mistakes that never make the headlines, the ones that don't feel like mistakes at all. And today's is the biggest of them, because almost everyone with a retirement account is making it right now and has no idea. Let's pull it into the light. Here's the setup. In America, most people save for retirement through a 401k at work. And to help, companies started automatically enrolling new employees. A genuinely good idea that got millions of people saving who otherwise never would have. But there's a catch buried in how it works, and that catch is where the $200,000 quietly disappears. Let me show you the trap. When you're auto-enrolled, the system picks a starting contribution rate for you. And for years, the classic default has been just 3% of your salary. 3% felt painless, small enough that nobody would opt out. That was the entire point. It was designed to be easy to accept, not designed to make you wealthy. And almost nobody ever changes it. Now here's why 3% is a trap and not a floor. Most employers offer to match your contributions, free money added straight to your account, but only up to a point. The most common formula in the country is a match up to 6% of your salary. So if you're sitting at the 3% default, you're not just saving less. You are leaving half of your employer's free money on the table every single paycheck for as long as you stay there. And this is where it stops being abstract and starts being terrifying. Because a few percentage points don't sound like much, but stretched across a whole career and multiplied by compound growth, they don't add up. They explode. Remember, that employer match is the closest thing to free money that exists in personal finance. On average, companies are willing to hand over close to 5% of your salary every year, but only if you contribute enough to unlock it. Leave the rate too low, and you're turning that gift away with a smile. Let me give you the exact numbers, and I promise they're going to sting. Take a 35-year-old earning a normal salary, auto-enrolled at 3%, and left on autopilot. By retirement, that account lands at roughly $184,000. Now take that exact same person, same salary, who simply bumps the rate up to 6% to capture the full employer match. Their balance grows to about $553,000. That's a swing of nearly $370,000 from one setting. And the portion that comes purely from the missed match, the free money alone, left to compound for decades, is what quietly builds into that $200,000 hole. On a $65,000 salary, staying at 3% forfeits roughly $975 of free employer money every year. That forfeited cash, growing untouched across a career, becomes tens and tens of thousands of dollars you simply handed back. It's the highest guaranteed return you'll ever be offered. And the default quietly declines it for you. So now the real question. the one that actually explains everything. If this mistake is so expensive and the fix is so simple, why do millions of smart, responsible people fall into it and never climb out? This is the part nobody talks about, and it's the key to the whole riddle. Because the reason isn't laziness or stupidity. It's something wired much deeper than that. There's a famous study by two economists, Madrian and Shea, with a title that says it all: The Power of Suggestion. They found that once workers are auto-enrolled, about 75% of them just stay at the default 3% rate, and around 61% never change anything at all, not the rate, not the investments, nothing. Years pass, decades pass, the setting never moves. And here's the psychological twist that makes it so sticky. People don't just stay out of laziness, they read the default as advice. Subconsciously, they assume the company picked 3% because 3% must be the smart, safe, recommended number. But it never was. It was picked to be painless, not optimal. The default was quietly mistaken for guidance, and that single misunderstanding is what the whole $200,000 mistake is built on. So, there's the invisible switch from the very start. It was never a secret investment or a rich person's trick. The switch is your contribution rate, that one boring number. And the trap is your own brain treating a default as a decision. The people who retire with $500,000 didn't earn more than the ones who retire with $180,000. They just once, for 60 seconds, questioned a number everyone else accepted without looking. And notice how perfectly this mistake hides. It never sends you a bill. Nothing gets declined. There's no painful moment, no alert, no red warning on your screen. Every payday, it just quietly takes a little of your future and gives it back to no one. Compare that to a real disaster, a market crash, a job loss. Those hurt immediately, so you react. This one is the opposite. It's designed, almost perfectly, to never trigger the part of your brain that pays attention. That's what makes it the most dangerous kind of money mistake. The kind that feels exactly like doing nothing, because it is doing nothing. And once you see this pattern, you start spotting its cousins everywhere. When people change jobs, about 41% cash out their old 401k instead of rolling it over, torching years of growth and paying a penalty to do it. Investment fees hide the same way. A fee of just 1% a year can quietly eat over $130,000 from a portfolio across 30 years. Same silent mechanism, different disguise. Small number, ignored, compounding against you. There's even a fresh escape hatch most people don't know exists. A recent law, called Secure 2.0, now forces many newer 401k plans to automatically raise your contribution rate a little every year, nudging you up toward 10% over time, precisely to fight this inertia. But here's the catch. It mostly applies to new plans. If your job's plan is older, that automatic rescue may not be switched on for you at all. You'd have to turn it on yourself, which means you have to know it's there. And that's the cruel irony here. The tools built to save you only work if you already understand the trap well enough to go looking for them. The system quietly rewards the few who check and quietly penalizes the millions who assume someone else already handled it. So here's the 60-second fix I promised you, and you can literally do it today. Open your 401k app or portal. Find the line that says contribution rate. If it's sitting at 3 or 4% and your employer matches up to 6, raise it to at least 6. On a normal salary that costs you a little more per paycheck now, but it instantly captures thousands in free money you were otherwise throwing away every year. Then find the setting called automatic increase and switch it on. One more move separates the people who win this game. Once your rate is set, leave the money alone and let compounding do the work. But do check what it's invested in and what it costs. Aim for broad, low-cost funds, because that hidden 1% fee is the same thief wearing a different mask. And if you ever switch jobs, never cash out. Roll it directly into your new plan or an account of your own. Protect the compounding at all costs. It's the entire engine. So if you take one thing from today, take this. The most expensive mistakes don't feel like mistakes. They feel like nothing at all. A number you never questioned, a box you checked once and forgot. $200,000 doesn't vanish in a dramatic crash. It leaks out 3% at a time while you're busy feeling responsible. The fix costs you 60 seconds and $0. The mistake costs you a house. And hey, think of it this way. 60 seconds of mild annoyance now, or an extra 200 grand for future you to blow on a ridiculous boat. Easy math. If this made you want to check that number, do me a favor and smash the like button. It genuinely helps the channel fight the noise. Subscribe to Strategy State, because next time we're dragging another invisible money mistake into the daylight. I'm Sargon. Go check your rate right now. See you in the next one.